Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. So it's late, and I want to get this done. And I know most of you are going to catch on the replay, but I want to talk about this. I feel a need to talk about this right now. So BMT is covering this guy who, okay, I'm trying to really get an understanding of the way this guy thinks, the way he works, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What he's after in his passport ventures. And one thing that I've come to conclude is he seemed to be on kind of like a black male Karen mentality. Now, when you think of Karen, you think that there's a race component to it, and of course, there is. But one thing about Karen is that she's typically older, and because of the life of loneliness that she led, she looks for the bad in everything. She looks for the bad and she confronts. And really, if something goes a little bit wrong, she makes a big deal about it. And that's the mentality that I am noticing from this guy in his BMT interviews. Shout out to Black Man Travels. So this guy is in Thailand and he was complaining about the Philippines and this, and this. Now, if you have a valid complaint, then you have a valid complaint. Don't get me wrong. But to me, the complaints that he had, at least in Thailand, didn't really seem very valid. And I'm going to share it with you. And furthermore, he was doing something that I can't stand when BLK women do it. So it's it's more annoying when BLK men do it, and that is turning a you problem into a us problem, saying stuff like they don't like us. It's like, well, everyone is lying to you. Everyone like Zoom to Thailand, BMT, like people who are there are lying to you. They don't actually like us. It's like, perhaps it's a more of an individual thing, and really it could be more of your perception of the individual thing, and it's probably you because you're on that caring stuff. I've seen the mentality. Like I was in Dominican Republic years ago, and there was a dude there complaining about the amount of chicken on his plate, and he was making a fuss about it to someone who English isn't her first language. And by I'm her, I'm talking about the waitress. He's like, "You see this? You see this on the menu? It has a pictures of 5 pieces of chicken." And she's looking like she don't know what he's talking about. Like most of the Americans that go there just point to the picture of what they want. It's like, really, you're there complaining about a piece of chicken. It's stuff like that. And to insult the whole country, and it's the same with Austin. He had an experience in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where a woman who he felt should have liked him more than the white guy liked the white guy more, and he just left the whole continent. It's kind of like that. You find something to cry and complain about, and then you just leave, and you find yourself in a country where they prefer white guys more, but you keep that from the public until some Russian guy bangs all it. Anyway, getting ahead of myself, I haven't seen this one. I've seen pieces of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. So I'm watching it fresh with you. And this is his experience in the Philippines. I've seen part of the ones where he was talking about Thailand, and I'm like, okay, I can't really speak for or against it because I've never been. I have been to the Philippines, so I'm going to get his take on that, and I am going to give my review. You're going to get the live reaction. like, but that's how that worked. All right. So here,
Black Filipino misled me. Dating in the Philippines has made me not want to trust women at all.
testing, testing.
Fact, because I'm thinking, woman told me, yeah, we have a future together with me. Uh, they were one way when I told.
Testing. Tell me if y'all can hear me. Was my mic? Hey, don't do that. Like, don't let me talk for 5 minutes. Like, you got people in here chatting. Y'all let me talk for 5 minutes to my damn self. Man, I be dropping wisdom that I can't repeat, and y'all just sitting here like, oh, maybe JC hadn't started yet. Dang it. I can't. Oh, you heard? Okay. So y'all heard me from the beginning. Please tell me y'all heard me from the beginning. Okay, cool. All right, my bad. I'm like, dang, y'all didn't tell me y'all couldn't hear me. All right, so we good. Let me turn him up some, and we'll get this party started.
Her that I would like to get married and showed her the ring. That's where she told me, I have something to tell you. Thailand was, it wasn't intentional. I didn't come out here intentionally. I came out here as a result of me having a relationship with a girl in the Philippines, which I didn't know that she had a boyfriend or a husband. So because I wasn't aware of this, and by the time I did find out, and I was really upset that this person was living with me for 4 months, and I never saw any signs of this person speaking with a man. I never saw any signs, no phone calls while we were together of this person texting anybody. And when she did make phone calls, she was speaking with her colleagues, and they were on video chats. So I never ever saw another person in the picture other than these two people. So when I did find out that, after I proposed to her, because we were living together, this girl was great. This girl never asked me for money. All she wanted me to do was just, make her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When she got off work, she came home to my place, changed her clothes, wore her little panties, her little t-shirt, hugged up on me on the couch, watched TV, had sex, went to sleep, and it was like, rinse, wash, repeat. So after about 4 months of doing this, I'm like, okay, I can see myself living with this person. How about I get the engagement and maybe do like a 14-month engagement, 16-month engagement, and at least now we got 2 years under our belt living together. I can approach and say, okay, well, let's get married. But you got the ring on your finger. You know, people can't say you're not legitimate. You not,
Okay. All right. Where do I start? So what? So what? I, um, um, you went to the Philippines where Filipino women let you smash for free for 4 months straight, and you just whining. Oh my God! Oh, she let me smash. She walked around in her panties all day and just came home and put her mouth on my penis. Oh, I wanted to marry her, but she had a boyfriend, so she was just DTF with no strings attached, and she only wanted me for my penis. Bitch! Where do they find these Negroes? Where do they find these? It's like some dudes never hooked up. It's like some dudes never hooked up. The stove girl that everybody's talking about, I'm pretty sure she is married right now, and I do not care. And she probably was seeing somebody when I wasn't there. I do not care. As long as I get what I want. And she gave you what you wanted for free. Oh my gosh. This dude sound like a tragic 90s R&B song. Oh, because at least in the 2000s, you had like Nelly and Kelly dilemmas where it was like, where, what do you say? Across the way from me, finest thing I've ever seen. Oh no, whoa, she got a man in the dum dum dum. Best believe that. What? Uh, what? And not only did you just like move on to the next one while continuing to hit that one. Oh no, oh no. You leave the whole damn country. Where in the world do they Wow. So she basically said, "Oh no, 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 sir, I can't marry you. But I suck you dick." And you just said, "Wait, you can't marry me? What in the hell? Where do I'm baffled? I'm baffled and curious. I got to hear more."
Just some floozy. You got a ring on your finger and somebody saying, yeah, we're going to get married.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's when things start going left when you put the ring on the finger?
No, I didn't get to put the ring on her finger because when I told her that I would like to get married and showed her the ring, that's where she told me, I have something to tell you. I have a boyfriend. And I said, what? A boyfriend? And I was perplexed because the first thing I started thinking of is, does he know we're having sex? I mean, I'm saying this jokingly in my brain because I'm like, this is not the same anymore. And I'm like, how can you be having him? Does he know? A lot of questions went through my head. And it was really just like, okay, so who is he? Are you getting rid of him? What is, what's going on? Because like, it's like, I need to know where, it's a lot of just a lot of confusion, not understanding like how. I want to say like 10 hours a day. And because she was in finance, she was in accounting, I had asked her, listen, I have people in America. I'm willing to give you Yuri for 3 months. You take this salary, which is like $300. So I was giving her like $1,200 for her to quit her job for 4 months, learn these books, learn taxes in America.
$300 for 3 months is like $1,200 to you. Okay, so we know who's not an accountant. Um, why why are you making business deals with these broads? What the hell? You know, for all the complaints that some dudes have about American women, they seem to want them or want to turn other women into them. I mean, really, it seems like he's only adept at seducing American women, and he's really not adept at that because there do exist, and it's happened to me too, where American women, you ask for their number, and you find out later that they're looking for some type of connection. You know, they're looking to climb a ladder, or they're looking to, advance their business. They're looking for advice, tips, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, they're looking for connections. Um, that's happened to me more than once. I don't make a big deal about it, but I don't go around offering women connections. As this is weird.
And basically now you can do taxes for my friends in America doing 4 clients a week,
Mm.
which literally would have given her $600 a week. Now times that times 4. She's only earning $300 a month.
Mm.
That was what I proposed to her when I proposed, after I proposed that to her, I proposed about the ring.
Mm.
And basically, it was like a slap in the face for her to say, I can't because of this.
Was the boyfriend Filipino or?
Yeah, he was Filipino. Some dude from the province, had no job, living at home with his mom. And it was perplexing
How,
because
how old was she?
she was about 23, 24.
Oh, okay.
And
She's still on that type of time.
it just perplexing. Her boyfriend didn't have no job,
Mm-hmm.
had no income, was living at home with his parents. She's living with me. I'm making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We having nooners. All her whole wardrobe changed because of me. Now, she never asked me for no money, and I never gave her none.
Okay.
But we had a really great, I want to say, relationship because we were intellectuals. We had things to talk about.
Now, was she?
Okay, so what I'm gathering from how he's describing her, she definitely seems like she is looking to be in an alpha female position, kind of like so many American women, kind of like the whole Sex in the City dynamic, where she's the breadwinner and you're the cook type deal. And she's having sex not for security or relationships or anything like that. She's having sex because she likes sex. That's the arrangement that she's looking for. Um, so you can either say, okay, I'm going to make the most out of this arrangement, or move on. And by move on, I don't mean out the country.
Still trying to continue the relationship once she told you, or you just kind of broke it off?
I broke it. I broke it off because I was
I was really effed up. Yo, name a song. Name a '90s R&B song where a dude is just crying over some broad. And I'm not talking about I'm trembling inside and nobody knows it but me. Yeah, not that one. Nights are lonely, days are so sad. I just keep thinking about the 4 months we had, and I'm trembling inside. and nobody knows it but me. I'm
I went
emotional.
to America. I got you this
Yeah, I'm missing you. Yeah, exactly. Dang.
engagement ring, and it's like, yo, I feel stupid now. I
Just
feel
now?
real stupid for going all the way there, presenting her with the opportunity where she could leave her job, quit her job, and really start making some more money and actually earn money so that we could actually leave my goal. That was my outlook to basically look towards the future.
Leave the Philippines and do stuff. Like what? I'm down on bended knee. Oh man.
So I just said, well, since you don't know what you want, we can't continue going on like this. And so that night she moved back to her little apartment or whatever, her little room. And I had really nothing more to say to her except, like, what's going on? Did you make a decision yet? And she couldn't make.
Wait. What do you mean decision? Didn't you say you left her? Did you leave her or did you ask her to make a decision on if she wants to stay or go? I don't know how old this dude is. He's anywhere between 30 and 66 years old. But he there is like understanding that anybody who's ever had like a player phase would should embrace. Okay. Oh, wow. I don't think it's ever been like a major deterrent. Um, when a woman told me she had a boyfriend, and I remember like back in the day, my roommate at the time, um, he was like, you know that nigga's in prison. You know, you messing with a bitch who got a dude in prison. Fuck that nigga. That was my thinking. Dude was in San Quentin, and I did not give a shit at all. Um, Now, husband is a whole different thing, but I really didn't give a shit about boyfriends um, because she's not taking the relationship seriously. So why should I? You know. Uh, and if you ever like call to check, and they do sometimes they do like to find out what's going on. I'll tell them like this is what's going on because now you know the type of woman you're dealing with. It's not that big of a deal. So he's never been through that phase in life. Like he sees every woman who sleeps with him as a potential wife, which is scary. Which means that you are very easy to be taken advantage of, and you come across somebody who can take advantage of you, obviously, and didn't. Even if she basically, she could have just got a free ring from you, and she didn't even do that. She had mercy on your sympathetic soul. She had mercy on you, like Mortal Kombat. She gave you mercy. She could have, she could have, she could have kept the ring. Let's start there. which is probably like a year's pay. You know, she could have kept the ring. She could have gotten your friends and family members information that you gave to her as a tax account or tax clients. She could have took all that info and did God knows what with it. Man, she could have did so much. You are so simple. All she wanted was your penis, and you couldn't give her. You couldn't give that to her, and instead you complaining. I'm missing you.
A decision. So I can't sit there and be waiting for someone to make a decision where
You were waiting.
once she told me her situation, where like who he was, no job, living at home, how could you have a relationship with someone like this where it's like you got a degree in college, you got a job, you're living with someone who's taking care of you full time. Like if something happened to her, I'm putting this woman.
You are putting your life on the line to save her. Are you mad? Are you insane? It's funny. I was in the Philippines with a chick, and it was some dudes playing basketball. Um, yeah, they play basketball out there a lot. Um, and the ball came our way, and I pushed it back. I pushed her back, and deflected the ball back to him. Um, and she was like extraordinarily grateful for that, which is really something that I do for a child, or an elderly person or anybody. Like, you don't have to suck my penis, for that type of treatment. But like that small gesture of protection really just drove her wild. Um, and this dude, like, I'll lay down my life for you. You know, I'll lay down my jacket so you can walk over a puddle. This dude, wow. I was a kid when I heard that song the first time. Um, and I asked myself when I was a kid, like, what is he gonna do with the jacket after that? Because I didn't know that was like a reference from Ferdinand and or Columbus or something, to the Queen of Spain. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything like that. I just was like, well, your jacket's gonna get all wet if you did that, and stepped on. But he's just wow. 4 months of box, huh? And the cold part is my experience was the exact reverse. Like they were eager to get married, so it's not like it wasn't hard because I was only there for 3 weeks. It's not hard to find like a woman who's just ready for marriage. But what he found was something more akin to what I would be looking for. Because like I was the one getting awkward when they would be like, please give me baby, I'm clean, give me baby, no condom. They was saying stuff like that. I guess they was hoping I was this dude. I'm not. I'm not.
Woman told me, yeah, we have a future together. We talked for like 2 whole months before we look at how she misled me, thinking that I was actually having a relationship with someone in a monogamous relationship. I'm under that impression. And with her coming to my condo every day,
she just misled your penis into her mouth. I have no idea. I want to know where he's from. I want to know what part of the world is he from. Where in the world is this nigga coming from?
Um, her routine is just so feminine and like, okay, I'm yours, what are we eating? Oh, you cooked? Okay, great. Or okay, one day maybe I don't cook. Maybe we'll go out to a restaurant, and just have a nice little meal out and just enjoy each other's company at like, a bar or something like that. Hear some music, hear karaoke. So we were having just a normal lifestyle. In the weekends, she would go to the province because, that's where her family's at. And I didn't know that's where he was at.
Mm, okay. Now, do you still think that dating in the Philippines is better than dating in the West in America, or you think it's kind of all the same?
I'm going to say this: dating in the Philippines has made me not want to trust women at all
Mm,
because the level of
I want y'all to listen to this person. I don't trust women. All they want to do is suck my penis. I don't trust these broads. None of them want to get married. They just want to suck my penis. These ratchet penis suckers. That's this guy. That's this guy. Looking like a deflated Buster Rhymes. That's this guy. Looking like show enough little brother. Show nothing. That's this guy.
excuses and lies that they feel are justifiable.
mhm,
They feel, okay, it's okay for me to tell a little lie.
mhm.
For
Yes, it is. That's a little lie when your penis is in her mouth. For 4 months. That's a little lie.
no reason. They don't feel any compunction for misleading people because they feel it was the right thing to do. And I'm like, why do you think that? Why do you think telling me, this little lie, whether it be big, small, little, you still misled me. You still told me something that you knew was not factual,
Mm.
just to what? Manipulate me or benefit from it?
Now, were you dating previously to her, different women in the Philippines?
No, no, no.
Okay, so how long had you been in the Philippines before you met her?
I was there before I met her 1 month.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I didn't stay in the Philippines for no more than 6 months.
okay.
So when I landed, I got familiarized with my area, and that was how I met her.
Okay,
Like
but
going to the mall.
do you think the overall demeanor of the women there is just a little bit more feminine?
I agree. It is feminine, but is it a sincere? Is it sincere femininity? Is it sincere where these women could be cosplaying
Hmm.
for a moment in time just to say, okay, I know that I may have this going on, but I'm not going to let you. I'm gonna lead you on to think something different. I'm not saying that there isn't any good women there. It's just like any place. There's unicorns everywhere. You just got to find them.
Okay.
Exception to every rule.
So basically, you landed in the Philippines and immediately put your penis in a Filipino's mouth for free. And you're saying that there's no good women there. Now, that doesn't happen to you in the States. I can tell. I can look at a man and see that Keisha will not suck his penis. And, that's just, you definitely are it. No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not even like talking about your looks, but the entire mentality, the whole naivete that you have at your age, would suggest that you've never been in a casual sex relationship ever. Um, which tells me what your experience was here in America. That's what it tells me. So, which is not very good. Yeah, and you seem to be like not very adept at reading people, or particularly women, at all. Which tells me something about your interactions, like your non-romantic interactions, as well. I mean, you can't tell me that 4 months of living together, you didn't know that this was a casual thing for her, especially since she's an open book. Like, you got on one knee and she said, "Oh no, I got a boyfriend." You know, like, this is something casual.
It's just that I was misled by a YouTuber. His name was the Black Filipino.
I'm gonna look him up.
Yes, the Black Filipino misled me. He's from Queens, New York.
Right.
I was in the Dominican, was watching his channel for a long time, and he kept saying Filipinas love foreigners.
Mm.
Now, when you keep hearing Filipinas love foreigners, he's not saying who, he's just saying foreigners.
This is true.
And as I'm hearing him say this, and I'm seeing a few relationships, come into fruition on his channel, I'm like, that could maybe be me. So as I pick up my life and I leave the Dominican Republic, thinking that, okay, you know what?
This man is just going from country to country, hoping to find a place that don't think he's weird as fuck. Holy crap! This is sad. This is sad.
Maybe things are better in the Philippines. I was completely and utterly stunned as I walked around Cebu watching these 60 and 70-year-old white dudes with these 20-year-old Filipinas. And I'm like, okay,
crap.
It's not uncommon. They were here first. But I don't really see any like black guys walking around. And I just started observing.
Do you see black guys walking around? So you're upset that these white guys are walking around with young Filipino women, and you don't see any black guys walking around at all. I okay. I don't know what it is with men's obsession with being a woman's first ethnic choice. I really don't. It's an area of vast insecurity among so many brothers. An insecurity that women are picking up on, and it's making you less attractive to the women. Listen, in my experience in the Philippines, I found that there is a hierarchy of preference um, that starts with Korean, followed by Japanese, then like Chinese and Filipino are a close tie, and then it goes to like black and white foreigners. And outside of the Filipinos, the really the thing is it's money. It's money. Korean guys, um, they may or may not have more money than white guys or Chinese guys or something like that, but they are willing to spend more. And they have made that very clear. And guess what? So what? You are never first choice. You are never first choice. And you want to, because I'm never first choice. And you wanna know how I know I'm never first choice? Because there's always somebody that a woman would rather be smashing than me. There's always some what's that China black dude name that was big in the that model. What's his name with the eyes? Dark skinned dude, bald head. Come on, come on. Dang, what's that dude name? I was messing with a chick that was in love with that ninja. Dang it! Now I gotta look it up. Cause y'all not helping. Oh, there you. Y'all did help. There you. Tyson Beckford. Thank you, Tyson Beckford. She just swooned over Tyson Beckford. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why. I mean, he's paid for his looks. Like that's what that's pretty much like his whole lot in life is to be a good looking motherfucker. Like, I mean, I understand it. I mean, did that stop me from putting my penis in her mouth? Like, what is up with these dudes? What is truly up with their level of insecurity?
Observing, like, okay, I don't really see any black guys. I found one here, one maybe there, but Filipinos that weren't as attractive as what I was seeing with white guys.
That's the guys. That's the guys. I've seen that too. Well, um, I've seen it where the black guys can do better, and I actually seen it with Austin Holloman with that Cade shit. That's the guys. They can do better. They just don't because they're used to taking scraps. That's something that they learned in the hood that they grew up in. You know, take what you can get, not strive for what you want. So they bring that mentality there, and even though a more attractive woman would be into them, they still go after the low hanging fruit. They still bring that mentality.
I was seeing the best of the best with the white guys, and I was seeing a few brothers with women who were a little pushing maximum density. They may have had a nice.
And also, from what he's describing, I think that they've been there longer. Because I'll tell you, I had this cab driver try to push his fucking fat old sister-in-law on me, and I'm like, no, I ain't having it. So yeah, if you take the first thing that comes your way, they will come your way first. I mean, yeah, of course they will. They know that the only chance they got is to get to you first before the pretty ones. So they're going to be more aggressive. You got to ignore that. But black men aren't really used to being aggressed upon like that, and they damn sure not used to turning down women. So they just like, oh, okay, well, she's the most aggressive. That's no, you go for what you want. But they haven't learned that, so that's a them problem.
Personality, but they were not 10. So you see how you could be misled by hearing Filipinos love foreigners. You see a guy, he's with a woman, she's Filipina.
Nothing you said does not change that statement. Filipinas love foreigners. The women that you've seen were with foreigners. This man is now he's crying because the white guys' girls are prettier. Dude, shut your soul up.
But you're not looking at the quality of like what you're seeing, the comparison between these black white dudes.
Okay, so you're saying that
I don't know this black Filipino guy, but I'm pretty sure. First of all, why would you conclude that that's their preference? That is the Filipino women's preference? But secondly, I'm pretty sure that he either is suffering from that syndrome, suffering from diminished standards. You know, I'll call it Cushitis, named after Keisha. He's suffering from Cushitis, which means that he don't really care that he's scraping the bottom of the barrel in the Philippines, as long as it's a little bit hotter than any Keisha he's ever been with. He could be suffering from that, so he don't really see a problem, so he's not going to mention it as a problem on his channel. Or, or he's not suffering from it and he really don't see it as a thing because he's getting his the same as the white dudes are.
He just kept saying foreigner, which he was right. Caucasians fit.
It's broad, it's not ambiguous. Okay, so they ended there. I don't know if I want to play another one because this dude charged me to cook. Well, let me see. I'm curious now. Edit of what we just seen. So I'm gonna skip past. I'm gonna look up Black Filipino. I want to see because he's really just charging this random YouTuber with lying to him. So okay, let's see. One thing I don't like about Filipino people is they don't have consistency in how they spell Filipino. Sometimes it's with a PH and sometimes it's with an F. Okay, but I found the guy. So Black Filipino TV. Oh, apparently he's talking about the energy crisis in the Philippines. But let me see, like, if this guy seems misleading or is he just a regular guy? Go to videos and then I'll share the screen with you all. All right. Um, okay, I don't really see this. This is why I'm leaving Metro Filipino. Okay. Stay for a year with this visa. Never go here first. When you go on your first visit to the Philippines, don't go. Okay. Uh, when the money runs out, 30% of American expats in the Philippines lose everything. Avoid these mistakes. It doesn't seem like he's really like misleading anybody or selling anybody a fantasy. I mean, like some of this is just like, direct cautionary game. Don't buy a condo in the Philippines until you watch. Yeah, it seems like he's really preparing you for worst case scenarios. She stole $2,000, 1 million pesos from an American man. He doesn't even know it. What? And this dude, like, he lied to me. Most of his videos is preparing you to not get $20,000 stolen from you. You know, telling you how much you. Yeah. So, dude is on some ish. He's on some serious ish. Warning signs. He is really just cautioning you. He's not even selling you on the Philippines. He's cautioning you about the worst case scenarios. He's talking about it. What is dude talking about? So once again, this is the person who looks for the worst in everything. He looks for the worst in everything and then say that that's the norm. Got women asking you to be pumped and dumped, and he's complaining that they didn't want to marry. What kind of crap is this? The untold truth. Finding a Filipino wife over 25 without kids is really. He is not. This dude is not selling a dream. He is cautioning you so you don't wind up in a nightmare. Okay. All right. So let me get off of that. Hold on. Yeah, I can't stand dudes like that. I'm not talking about Black Filipino. Salute to him. I'm talking about the other dude. The other dude. I mean, that just criticize everyone for everything. Oh crap! Austin Holloman is live. I'm done with Kenya. Let's see what this is about. I mean, because this. Dang, how come it's not sharing quick enough? Oh crap. So basically, Austin starts off with apparently I've been lying about Kenya all along. Yes, you have been. Yes, you have been lying about Kenya. All of the complaints that you have about South America, you found magnified in Kenya with bigger foreheads, and you still upsell it. You've been lying, yes. You've been lying. You've been calling everybody else colorist. Just to find out that you're the one that is in it for the light skinned.
I did lie to you guys about Kenya. I was sent this reaction about Kenya and looking in hindsight. Let's get into it.
All right, you being sarcastic, like we're supposed to fall for that. Okay.
Kenyans don't like criticism from the outside. They are
That is very true. They don't.
setting you up for failure. I think you need to come here to see the truth. You know, how life is. As soon as they hear my accent and my voice, that price is gonna be double to triple. Money is very evil here in Kenya. Again, these relocation services, they setting you up for failure. But if all you showing is caring and you going to Pilates or yoga and caring, you're not seeing the truth of a country. But you will get robbed. You can get robbed. For you foreigners, you Americans, you expats, you Mzungus, you don't have rights like you do from wherever country you. And I'm gonna stand my ground. But at the end of the day, they can throw you in jail for no reason. And then you're gonna come out some money. It's gonna come with some problems. You're not in America. I don't want to shake hands with the devil. They surviving. So them stealing from you, they not looking at this as evil and bad, a sin. They surviving. You could be praying today and tomorrow be stealing. What's going on? I am here in Addis Ababa. I just left Kenya. I'm taking a break, making videos. I still have a lot of countries I haven't posted, and that's what I've been posting. For the last 6, I've actually been in Nairobi, and I had a few.
This is boring as hell, so I'm gonna move away from it. All right. So somebody said, "Why do all passport bros have the Austin Howland haircut?" Very few do. I just so happen to have that haircut, but I mean, very few do. Like BMT don't. I mean, like at least the ones that are content creators that show themselves, I don't really see it that often. So, all right, give me a moment. Let me see. There was a video about a black man in the Philippines. I want to get his experience in comparison to this guy who was complaining. Okay, let's see this one. Let's see this guy. So it would appear that this guy is having a completely different experience. We're gonna play some more. I think the music is over, so let's see.
So y'all can look forward to seeing some more content there. But without any further ado, thanks everyone for the like. First of all,
I was in that exact place. I was in that exact place that he was in. They're in a mall called Robinson's Mall in Manila, and they have like a little place where a little arcade, area with tickets and stuff, and they had like that basketball hoop thing there. I remember that vividly.
Although it's pretty big topic, I would say the dating apps. Pretty huge thing here. There's a ton of Filipinas on those dating. Tinder, Bumble, Pina Love. All those dating apps are actually really good here. And actually, here's the kicker. I would actually recommend Bumble above all the other dating apps. As you know, the woman is expected to initiate, or they have to initiate on those apps, and Filipinos do it. I mean, like they usually don't let the matches die, and they don't like throw like super dry conversations at you. They'll say the same things over and over again: how long you're staying, where you're from, etc. But they will make an
I was told
effort to
never
make a
never tell a
conversation.
local how long you're staying. Um, and that's because if they have a plot, they're going to use that. They're going to, they're going to have your date of departure to plot against you. So, like, if they steal from you, they'll do it like the night before you have to go, so you won't have time to retaliate, call the cops, and all that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Look, here's an example of just the like ratio and like how my
So look
matches.
at his inbox. You see what happens with normal brothers? Oh, but they don't like brothers. Okay, shut your crying ass up. Shut it.
Have not only like improved in quality of women, but like they've also just multiplied. If that makes sense, and refreshing, really. Things change. This is my exact file I had back home, and I just moved location. Definitely recommend. But whatever here.
And everything. He got receipts and everything. I guess, I guess they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, huh? Okay, this is interesting. This guy is younger, better looking, likely more money, certainly more intelligent and more articulate. Of course, he's going to win. Why the first guy would always lose, but the first guy wasn't losing. That's the thing. Like the first guy probably had the same opportunities as this guy. I mean, he found a chick immediately that just threw it at him for 4 months. Now, this guy, unlike the first guy, isn't gonna say marry me and then bitch when things didn't work out his way. He's not gonna do that. These are probably very similar experiences, just interpreted different because some people look at the worst. Some people look at the worst in things as opposed to appreciate the best in them. But yeah, I agree that this guy is smarter. That's why he don't find himself in that situation.
This from a girl in America. And that's not to say it doesn't. It's just really refreshing. The amount of effort that women here or foreign, women put into really. And then that's probably important just to understand is stereotypes here in the Philippines, and honestly, that's most of South Asia. There is like certain stereotypes or like images that are associated with like Americans, and for in my specific situation, like African Americans, right, being black here is honestly like
Um, I wouldn't be kicking it with her. Now, understand this. That's just the way they are. Um, they're very little people, and many of them age very, 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 very slowly. So she is of age, but you know, you see where I'm going with that?
Like a celebrity status, and it is. I don't even know how to feel.
So, well, one guy is experiencing celebrity status. Another guy is saying that this is the worst place in the universe, and they don't like brothers here, and you know, and people refuse. Some people refuse to see the good in places, and instead just embrace the bad.
About it. It is crazy, man. You probably saw in my highlights, the bar girls call me Jaden Smith.
I understand that you're a handsome dude. It's not a compliment to be compared to the weirdest nigga in the weirdest family in America.
They call me Jaden Smith or Chris Brown. Now, you guys see me pretty clearly. There's no shots. There's no shot, bro. And I mean, obviously, that's a compliment. That's a huge compliment.
It's not a compliment, even though they meant it as such. Um, it's still not because I would really just prefer not to be compared to that weird ass nigga. There's nothing wrong with Chris Brown, but I would just as soon not to be compared with that weird ass nigga.
Those guys are statuses, disregard looks, because I don't know what they look like appealing to a woman, but like status wise, it's like, oh, that's a huge compliment. You know what I mean? But and I think it's because they have
look like a person that doesn't. That's not a compliment to your status. If someone said you look like Bill Gates, is that a compliment because he has wealth and status? Like, what the hell? You look rich, but you're broke. Like, what the hell?
seen that many young African American men, etc. So it's like it's refreshing, bro. And we'll get into they exist. And
this is true. I told y'all that kids came up to me. First of all, random girls would just ask to take my picture and do God knows what with it. Didn't really care, like, what's the worst that could happen type deal. But yeah, there is that. There is that going on there.
a lot of the Filipinos are using that is something that is grounded in their head. Accept your date request, whatever. Just know, maybe it might not be, something that's far in the forefront, and it may not be like all of their driving decision fact as a foreigner. Oh, he's rich.
You see, has a practical, intelligent understanding of it. You cannot expect a woman to ignore your wealth. You just can't. Anybody who expects that is really stupid. Like, oh no, I don't want her to see my money. I want her to see me. Like, well, I mean, do you not see her pussy? Like, I mean, just like you can't ignore their beauty, they can't ignore your wealth. They can't. Women are not wired to do that ever.
right? Because of the money conversion, which is true. That's not necessarily just a stereotype. That's true. If you make like 40K or something like that back in the States, you're you can essentially double it, right? You're making closer to 80, maybe more. I'm doing a lazy conversion right now, but it's probably more. And a lot of Filipinos, most of them understand and they know that, right? So all those things come into account and they come into effect whenever you're just chatting.
Somebody said something I'm going to respond to right now. I think globally, every group of women has their version of colorism. Lighter ethnicities of women like darker men, and darker ethnicities of women like um, lighter men. Okay. I don't know about the second part. So what I noticed in the Philippines and what I found to be, and I found a video here that supported with an Indian woman who was walking, a Malaysian woman who was walking through the Philippines, and they were talking about how beautiful her skin is and stuff. Who's darker skin, kind of like Chili from TLC. Now, what I found about what I've come to conclude from the Philippines is that black is okay, beige is not okay. Meaning that it's okay to be a black person, even a light skinned black person. And they would rather a lighter skinned black person than a darker skinned Filipino person, even if it turns out to be the same complexion. And I've also come to conclude, and I think that this is true for India, it's really more to do with why they're dark. If you're a Filipino and you're dark, it's because you've been working outside. Means poor, means broke ass bitch, or broke ass nigga. Either way, you are a rice farmer and you're broke and you look it because you've been out in the sun all day with a pointy straw hat. So that's that's what it is. But if you're black, you're just black. Like, you're not. It's not a byproduct of working the field. It's just a byproduct of what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a byproduct of genetics. Said, man, it's crazy. BA is going viral. Man, where did you find that dude? Man, homie, where did you find that dude? Where did you hey, come up if you want to, but brother, where did you find that dude? Dude smashed out a Filipino for free for 4 months and was complaining. She didn't want to marry me because she had a boyfriend and she was just she was using me for my penis. So I decided to leave the country. How dare her use me for her own sexual gratification? Where do you find these dudes? Ah, my G, where do you find these dudes? I was like, is he serious? Is homie serious? So now I'm gonna just oppose it with a person who actually likes free pussy and can enjoy himself while getting it.
Setting one up that you maybe even just saw at the mall. And that's sex to probably my next portion of this video that I think is probably pretty important for a lot of folks and something I think is good for not only self-esteem, mental health, etc. And that's cold approaches. Now, I wanted to dedicate a section to this because I think men have been deterred from doing cold approaches for the most part in the West because it's
Okay, I'll tell y'all my experience of cold approaching um, in the Philippines. And this may sound racist, um, but it's not. And I try not to be this way, but the mind is just going to do what the mind does. And what my mind does have a difficulty in doing is seeing many Asian people as looking different from each other. So, and I'm not going to be one of those people that say they all look the same. They don't all look the same, but some of them look really, really, really the same. So my 3 weeks in the Philippines, I cold approached a few, but one in particular who I really was after because she was one of the few C cups on the island. Um, cold approach, got her number right at McDonald's, and I was like, okay, bet. Called, no response. I don't know if it went to voicemail or whatnot, but no response. Wasn't really tripping, right? You know, it would have been nice, but it didn't happen, right? Seen another one, same McDonald's, cold approach again, got the number again. Put it in my phone. It's the same number. Why? Because I thought it was a different chick. Because they all. I'm not gonna say what I was going, which I thought I was gonna say with that sentence. I'm not gonna say what y'all thought I was gonna say with that sentence. Um, so I'm not gonna say that they look the same. I'm just gonna say I got at the same chick twice because of that. Um, Getting the number does not necessarily, same as here, same as in the U.S. It doesn't necessarily lead to anything, but is what it is. See, now you talking shit. Okay, damn, that's pretty racist, bro. It's not racist. Some people don't look different. What the hell is wrong with you? No, when you dislike somebody and you talk about them like this is a 80s Vietnam War movie, then that's racist. Ass clown? No, just saying some people kind of look the same isn't. All right, it says what BA was saying was not necessarily wrong though. You just got to take your time and don't like Pattaya club girls. No, he wasn't talking about Pattaya. This was when he was talking about the Philippines. I'm covering when he was talking about the Philippines, and he met the girl who was an accountant, and she lived with him for 4 months. Talked about t-shirt and panties. He was talking about all that, and then after 4 months, he's down on one knee, and she told him that she had a boyfriend. Now, I think that he had an extraordinary overreaction to a woman. Basically, what it came down to was that she wanted something casual and he wanted something serious. Now, there was no hate involved. However, he blamed Passport Bros for saying stuff like, for saying, oh, it's not heaven out. Well, you had a very good experience, probably better than you had in the States in a while. Just because it wasn't a supreme experience that you would experience for the rest of your life, she gave you a part of herself. You enjoyed her company, and she was going to continue to allow you to enjoy her company with no strings attached. Basically, this is a no strings attached DTF situation, and he found the bad in it and then accused them. And this is why I'm playing this video here, BMT. Then accused them of not liking black guys, called Passport Bros liars and dream sellers, and then he moves to another country, and things got worse. So, I gotta say that this dude is different. Is the best word I can use to describe him. I understand, he was looking for something different than what they were looking for, or what she individually was looking for. He condemned the whole island and the whole Passport Bro organization for that. I mean, come on now. And every
Just
seem to be having a decent experience.
9 times out of 10, it's not going to go well. And I mean that in the sense that I feel like we've all attempted or tried cold approaches at one point, and maybe the results weren't what we wanted, or we built up so much anxiety around actually going out and attempting to talk to said female. When it finally happened and we got shot down, we're like, well, that fucking sucked. I'm never doing that again. Blah, 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 which is fair, right? But I think there's some of that anxiety needs to be tackled because I feel like you gain so much confidence and so much self.
Somebody said to me, this is an average looking Asian chick. Listen, let me tell you something about Asian women, and especially the ones in their home country. I'm trying to say this in the least racist sounding way possible because somebody, who's that dude that said that? That sounds, no, it's not. But what's the best way I could say this? Most Oriental women are maximized average. They're maximized average. And most black women are minimized beautiful. That's the best way I could put that. Most Asian women are maximized average. And here's what I mean by that. I'll use her as an example. Without enhancements or anything, this is as beautiful as she can possibly look. You know, slim waist, her face is her face, can't really change that, and her hair is natural. She has maximized her beauty. She has done everything she can. Can you say that about Keisha? There are many Keishas who would look better than her, but they don't do shit, you know. But mix Doritos and Cheetos and then dip it in cheese and eat it. Like that's all they do. That is their exercise routine. So, you know, and then buy her hair and put it on their head. That's minimized. You're not maximizing your beauty that way. So it's a lot of lost potential in that. They maximize their potential and they still wind up around here. I cannot fault anybody who has maximized their potential and their genetics just lead them at, you know, an A cup and, you know, and whatever the hell else they got going on. I can't really fault a person like that. Because that's what men do.
Steam, I guess, boost from attempting and from doing cold approaches if you're a single man dating, right? And I think like the Philippines, Thailand, I've attempted cold approaches quite a bit in my travels, and I'm almost 10 for 10. I mean, not.
See, and this is somebody said I guess I'm just used to dating hot Asian women. Listen, all right, here's the thing. There's a higher concentration of quote unquote hot Asian women here in America than there are in Asia, and that's because if you're hot and you're Asian, you come here. Like this is where they come, and then they have daughters that just be drop dead gorgeous and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a higher concentration of the hot ones here. I realized that when I went to the Philippines because I'm from the Bay Area, and I'm like, wait a minute, how come the nurses and stuff that are Filipino here are so much hotter than the rank and file women there? And I had to come to that conclusion. Well, these are the ones that were hot enough to get here, basically. It's kind of like Africans here are doctors, but Africans in Africa have flies on their face. I mean, it's because you're getting the best of them.
Literally 10, like just flat out 10, but like if I'm shooting, it rarely misses, and that's not, and sometimes it goes in and whatever, but still one super sweet, and like they'll entertain the conversation, and they'll probably still even give you an Instagram or something like that. And maybe they just won't respond to you anymore, or they'll just leave you as like a mutual
his
follow.
experience is a lot more aligned with
something
mine.
like that, which is cool. I mean, that's totally fine with me.
I don't know
Because
what
I did make that initial leap, right? That leap of faith. Like, all right, let me get over this stupid anxiety. Let me just talk to this girl because I think she's really cute. You know, stop overthinking and stop like having all these detrimental thoughts of what could possibly happen. Not care as much and just do it.
Oh, how you doing? That music. All right, hold on. Let me pause that. All right, and let me see because I think BMT said something I missed. So let me catch that. What was not? No. Okay, I covered that one. Let's see. My wife is a middle class Thai school teacher, 28. Just had her first kid. Oh, congratulations, bro. Um, Many of her friends are single. All I can say is that they out here just gotta live. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, okay, so, and I know it's your guess, and you're not gonna really, dig into it, but homie, he seems like he has like one bad experience and then leaves. Like he blames the entirety of the culture after one bad experience and then goes elsewhere, and then he tells others that, oh, this place is trash. It's like, man, that's not the case. And I appreciate you, Dr. Coffin Nails. Appreciate you, bro. West Asian. Mine's is Chinese from Southeast Asia. Well, no, he was saying that his isn't Oriental, but she's Asian, and yours is Oriental. Asian is huge. So it's the most populated continent. So
Hi, sir.
y'all too sweet. All right, somebody said something. Oh, you're so handsome. All right. Yeah, they really hate black guys there. BMT brought up a good point. Middle class, you can't deal with poor chicks. Um, I don't really hold a woman's, even here in the States, I don't really hold her socioeconomic state against her or for her. I want to be clear on that. It's like, okay, you are this. Um, Now, does it help a little bit? Yeah, but not much. Not much. I mean, like it helps to know that she comes from a family who is capable of raising successful people. Um, and that if something were to happen to me, the children would be raised under those conditions. So, it helps a little bit, but it's not like a major deal breaker. But when you have your pick, and BMT does, I'm sure he why pick poor when you could pick middle class? I mean, all things even, the middle class would win, and yeah. See, here's the thing. It's kind of like you throw a party, the party's jumping, everybody's having a good time, and then somebody's complaining about too much ice in the Hennessy. Like that's what dude was given. It's like, really? And then when BMT asked homie, like, is it better than the States? He's like, well, I'm just gonna give up women altogether. It's like, holy crap, really? Really? He didn't want to answer the question. He just, come on now. Oh, this is music. They are all over this ninja. Was it like this for me? No. Did I go to a regular nightclub with an American flag hanging upside down in it, in the blue light while they're playing American music? No, I did not. And apparently I should have. Did I get attention from just girls on the street? Yes. Did I get it given to me directly without paying from girls on the street? The answer to that is also yes. Wow, look at this guy. Look at the Dilbert comic strip guy. Like, this must suck. This must suck. Like, so apparently, you know, they just uber prefer white guys, and they probably do. But when they're standing next to a semi god face nigga and dude that look like, Dilbert from the comic strips, you kind of see how much that white privilege just diminishes. You see that? I don't know what dude was talking about. Looking dude chick. Dang. Did you see how much her titties sagged? Look at that. Hold up. Is this one right here? Wow. What do Chantel say? Long titty. Wow. Now they're big for but she has never heard of a bra. She has never. Dang. I didn't even see these over here. This dude is just surrounded. Dang. And they do crap like that. Ask for autographs when you're not even famous. That is especially because dude got a camera. Like, yeah, they just have it so terrible. Brothers just have it so terrible over there. This, so now we see how regular guys enjoy themselves there. And trust, I guess he's selling a dream, huh? No, he's telling you about his life and he's showing receipts. I like how they cover their mouth when they smile. Somebody said one on the right looks like a pro. Yeah, I know, but what we're talking about is ethnic preference. A lot of times, dudes are complaining about ethnic preference, but here you have like these white tees sitting down at the bar getting no love, from the pros, and then you have this dude who they're asking for his autograph. All right, so we see the difference. While homie is complaining, other people are there living it up. Is looks an advantage in this case? Yes, but I mean, chances are, most of my audience look better than the patrons of this establishment. Wait, okay. Somebody said something. It says, I work with multiple black males under the age of 25 who live with single mothers that they impregnated uh, that are currently unemployed. A lot of black men are crazy. It's something I have to accept. Okay, okay. All right, all right. I'm going to have to get Calvin Candy. I'm going to have to channel my Calvin Candy. Let me eat some banana. No, I'm not going to eat no banana, but no, I'm going to channel my inner Calvin Candy and say there's a lot of lies being told in that sentence. There's a lot of lies being told in that sentence. Langdon, I got to call you out. Got to call you out. Single mothers that they impregnated that are unemployed. I work with multiple black males. How are you working with them if they're unemployed? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Explain it. Explain it. Explain it. Explain it. All right. So let's move further. Don't make excuses for him. I asked him to explain it. Don't give him an out. Oh, you were saying that the okay, my bad. See, you're saying that the woman is the one without a job. Okay. Okay. Because I call out them lies. It calls out them lies. But you saying that homie is working just to put up a single mother. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. My bad. My bad, brother. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. My bad for coming at you. So many shots get taken at brothers, and I gotta, I gotta matrix them. So, but you was coming from a different angle, and that's that. So we see that dude, apparently he hit different. Now we're gonna go back to BMTs. And then and I did see this one where he talks about his experience in Thailand. No, I got you. Single mother's unemployed. I got you. I misread it. Because before I was like, it's a lot of lies, but no, it's a whole different thing. Why black men have better options in South America than Thailand. Okay, I'm gonna watch that afterwards. Yeah, and they taking care of their kids. Yeah. All right. Why is it muted? I mean, here.
uh, I would say black men.
Okay.
We're not on the top of their list.
We just proved otherwise. We just proved otherwise. Not true. Stop taking you problem and making it into us problems. This is the same thing that sisters do with colorism. Colorism. Oh, it's so much colorism. No, they take individual concerns and make it a group concern. It's not colorism. It's ugly bitchism. There's plenty of attractive dark skinned women out there that I love, and some of them taste like chocolate, which I like. No, there's individual concerns. Stop making it a group concern. This is a you concern. Because homie in the last video wasn't complaining.
I think YouTubers have exaggerated women.
But not clarified.
Yeah.
Do you think guys are being misled out here by not telling their audience that they're actually paying monthly for their girlfriends?
I've seen some videos with people. I live here. You cannot cold approach a Thai woman in Bangkok and she just give you her phone number and just go and have coffee with you. And I'm like, that's not real. So seeing how I'm cold approaching people by speaking Thai, I'm getting a phone number or a line ID. And when I contact them, I'm being ghosted. And I'm saying, that's not real. That's scripted. That can't be real, because look at the progress that I've made to be able to talk to a person in their language. And I'm able to get their line ID, their phone number, or
Okay, he's really reading from Austin Holland's playbook. Okay. Notice that there is this penis appraisal system thing going on where he's measuring himself next to the next man chronically. And then if the next man finds himself more successful, in this case, he's saying it must be a lie. In previous situations, he's saying that it must be because he's white, or what's wrong with her because I have money. But okay, so when he was in the Philippines, he was upset that, or now he's talking about guys who are given monthly allowances when he just offered the Filipino woman a monthly allowance. Remember? I'll pay your rent and expenses, $300 a month for 3 months. Remember that? But now that you're doing it in Thailand, or now that others doing it in Thailand, they're lying and they're selling you a drink.
Instagram, and when I communicate with them, they'll say hi, and then I won't hear back from them again. I think YouTubers have exaggerated a lot of these experiences with these women. I think they have exaggerated. I think
Somebody said bandana and dreadlocks did it for me. Dude is a cornball. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is giving off like a exiled crip, like whole demeanor, like he was just kicked out of Crips, and he's not allowed in whatever city they dwell. So he wound up in Thailand. Like that's what it's giving right now. Yeah.
they have.
The passport bill is full of.
I think they have projected an image that was scripted, like this was MTV, and basically, a lot of people got punked.
So, what are your overall thoughts about Pattaya?
You could rent an apartment here for me, and I wouldn't stay here.
Yeah, women that work in the hospitals, the jobs, stuff like that.
I don't think they want you, though. Mm-hmm. I don't think they want us. I don't, based on my experience,
Black men or foreigners?
I would say black men.
Okay.
Like, we're not on the top.
Doesn't really matter. I wonder if he went to college, because he seems like the type of dude that if he don't graduate first in his class, he drops out. Like, does it really matter if you're at the top of the list like that? Like, what if everybody thought like that? Like, if I'm not the number one draft pick, I'm just gonna say fuck you NBA. What if everyone thought like that?
You may have had a bad relationship with him, where he is cheated. If she's lucky not to have children, basically doesn't fulfill her, I want to say, needs or whatever, she's going to look towards us, because categorized as bad. If, like, Americans, we're not categorized as Africans, and be us, and they also.
Yes, that there is truth in that. Until they hear you speak, and especially if you speak words to them like, "I'm not African." I mean, these are very basic obstacles. This is some Karen type stuff. This is the complaints, like,
categorize us as African. So they don't want to really associate with anything that they perceive to be as.
Yeah, and it's also the beauty standard as well.
So they're loyal to their men. What's wrong with that? You're measuring by a completely different stick. They determine what they value more. If they value shared history and upbringing and culture, then they're going to go with their own men. I mean, really, every ethnicity of women I could think of um, prefer their own men. I don't get this dude.
White.
Nobody wants to be with a nigga. Nobody
Okay, so it's a black man problem. It's not a you problem. You see this?
wants to be with a nigga.
Except BMT's wife.
But you want to look like a nigga. You want to dress like a nigga. You want to dance like a nigga. You enjoy partying.
So, it happens, and I see brothers, married, but in general, what you're saying is right.
Oh,
In general, what you're saying is right. Plus I live here. So for a brother to come here and try to find something genuinely, he might look up this possibility, but yeah, it's difficult. Now, that being said,
What BMT is saying is that it's a minor obstacle.
they do have like what's the word I want to say? Not color system,
caste system.
a caste system here.
It's not really a caste system. So a caste system is, in what you're born in, the group that you're born in within the culture. Meaning that there's levels and ranks of people within a culture. Kind of like back in the day, there was the royals, the nobility, the commoners, and stuff like that. The Romans had like the plebeian class, and it was nothing a person could really do to get out of. Well, it's very little that a person can do to get out of it. There's going to be the extraordinarily exceptional, um, person of merit, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what they're talking about. What he's insinuating is just downright ethnic preference, which is okay for a person to have. I mean, it's okay for a woman to have any preference. So to behave otherwise is just going to come off as entitled.
Right? And they kind of keep the darker Southeast Asians hidden. There are darker
Thai women here, but for the percentage that I have observed and seen, most of them are walking around with Caucasian men in Bangkok.
That's facts. That's facts.
I want to say 90% of the dark-skinned pretty ones.
The white guys like the darker guys.
And so even though you're saying that some of them, there's more that want a white dude than they would a black guy with. They know that they have more things.
Entitled, they should be with me because we have more in common, even though we have nothing in common but our skin color.
Things that are relatable. You may find, like myself, you don't know my age, but I can go to a club, dance hall, reggaeton, bachata, salsa, as if I was 20 years old.
This dude's insecurity is really, really, really difficult to watch. I mean, because now he's like, wait a minute, I can pop lock like I'm 20. Hey, Thai women, look at me, look at me. I can do stuff white guys can't do. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. See? Oh my gosh. Did you stop and think that might be the reason? And the fact that you speak Thai, it gives them an opportunity to understand exactly how pathetic you are. So stop.
With a 24.
Do want to be in the men of their own culture, which is natural. Just like most black women want to be with black men, you know. But now, 26, everybody dating.
Thais will not say it. They don't want to admit that a lot of them know that a Thai man will use a young Thai woman, use her for her youth, take advantage of her, and then abandon her after he has obtained basically her youth, maybe got 2 children out of her. A lot of young Thai women know this from previous other Thai women, and yet they still continue to make these bad choices instead of saying, you know what, I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I've already seen a few people have successful relationships with black and white foreigners. I'd rather take a chance over here than take a chance over here, knowing fully well that I've seen the damage already. Beautiful Thai woman. She may have an education, may not, but now she's out here on these streets, or she may have heard the dark secrets of how they're scrambling around trying to find money for their family to eat. Because remember, a lot of the women are what? The breadwinners out here. So now she not only have to take care of her mom and dad, but she now has to take care of her child or children. And instead of an I love this. I love this path because it's the path of least resistance. You see, because coming over to our side means you have to learn about our culture. You have to learn about our language. It's not going to just be all your way. It's got to be a balance. You got to give just as much as I got to give. It's a give and take, and a lot don't want to give.
Okay, so yeah, enough of this guy. I'll read some of your comments that I gotta get out. I got how much? How many more? I got 6,000. Dang, I got a whole 4,000. Yeah, I got some steps. I got some steps I gotta do before 12. My watch will call me a loser. So let me read some of your comments before I hit the block. All right. So what happens in Africa and other third world nations is all the time. Get used up, beat out, um, bring the kid and expect you to pay. Kid greatness used to specialize in ugly single moms in Botswana. Yeah, yeah. A lot of dudes go to Africa and get these ugly bras, but they, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. They love us here, knowing that that's like the swirl continent of the universe, and they like to pretend like they don't see that and say everybody else is selling their dream. It's a bunch of kid greatness, Austin. They were in protest, organized in protest with printout banners of Homer Simpson style animation, complaining about them. But then when the Russian guy came through and just ran through all of them, they didn't have anything to say. There was no protest. They just remained, mouth shut, legs open, and sometimes mouth open, depending on what he liked. Yeah. So yeah, they are selling some foolishness chronically. Joe Lynn, international passport has been cool. I mean, from what I see, a show uh, says black men are struggling in the UK. He's probably talking about himself. Yeah, I mean, find a way out. Yeah, Exactly. Brothers actually try to help guys work online, etc. I dig that, but you can't say you want them to check you out, but when they set it out, I don't know. Guesses are hilarious. All right, let me check them out some more. All right. That's because these barely any black men in Thailand. I know. I trust me. When you're dealing with someone who's both pedantic and a pessimist, this is what you get. And this is someone who is adept at finding things, and they find the worst in everything and blow it out of proportion. Like blow it completely out of proportion. I mean, and I normally would let him rock, but when he's calling like passport bros losers or liars, and just making insinuations about places that's based on a very pessimistic lens, and even if everything he said is 100% true, it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter if they, you know, um, you're never going to be like 100% of everything the person that you with wants. There's that Tyson Bedford fallacy that I was telling you about. It just is what it is. Like how you respond to that is a matter of personal security or how secure you feel within yourself. None of the black YouTubers I follow had issues getting Thai wives. Yeah, I know, and the ones that you don't follow, it's weird. It's some people find the bad in everything. Anyway, want to thank the Cash App, Super Chats, members, managers, moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Hit that like button on your way out. Game over. Peace.